Christine and Charity just laid out the shift. I want to make it personal for a second. Some of the most senior engineers I respect, people I've worked with for 20 years, were incredibly skeptical a year ago. They said this was fancy autocomplete, a fad. And those same people are now bragging about how many tokens they're burning. One CTO I know just proposed a $250,000 per year budget for their engineers. So what does that mean for Honeycomb? Here's what I'm seeing when I talk to companies. They're investing heavily in AI before production. They're running evals, they're tuning prompts, they're testing frameworks. And the moment those models go into production, they become a black box. It reminds me of software from 10 or 15 years ago. You test in staging, cross your fingers, and wait for a customer to tell you when something was broken. We learned that production is fundamentally different than test. Observability has become the standard. The same evolution is needed now. You're not just observing software written by humans anymore. You're observing agents making decisions, consuming tokens, affecting customers, and the shape of the problem is genuinely different. That's the bet we've been making. Our vision, Honeycomb, is for your human plus agent team. And the new world looks like this. Teams are humans and agents. Observability is everything. Production telemetry, agent traces, Slack threads, tickets, deploys. And how you organize that data determines whether humans and agents can actually learn from each other. The teams using agents to build software are the same teams who need to understand what their agents are doing in production. We're building for them. We're building towards two things that reinforce each other. The first is observability for agents. What your teams are building is changing. If an agent is running in your production environment, making decisions, calling tools, consuming tokens, interacting with customers, you need to see exactly what it did and why. The same rigor you'd apply to any other software. This is a new shape, but the same discipline. The second is observability with AI. How your teams are building and working is changing. Using the intelligence we're building to make Honeycomb itself faster, smarter, and more useful to not just engineering teams, but anyone in your organization. Surfacing what matters before you ask. Encoding the knowledge of your best engineers into tools the whole team and AI can use. And it's worth noting, there are two distinct types of agents your teams are running. Internal agents, the knowledge bots, Slack bots, coding agents like Claude Code or Cursor that your teams use to get work done. And external agents, the ones you're shipping to your own customers, powering experiences your users depend on. Honeycomb needs to serve both, and it does. We've been moving fast. I want to give you a picture of where we've come from because I think it shows the arc clearly. In the last year, we've shipped MCP server integration so AI agents can connect to Honeycomb directly. Canvas, our AI copilot with automated investigations and Slack integration. Anomaly detection, telemetry pipeline, private cloud, Refinery 3.0, and most recently, time series metrics and MCP skills, which act as reusable investigation playbooks. That's a lot of shipping, but the question you should be asking is, so what? Why does any of that matter in the agent era? Everyone's talking about models, which model is better, which agent framework to use, but the quality of your AI's output is bounded by the data it can access, full stop. If your data is fragmented across 3 different tools, your agent gets fragments back. If you've got short retention, it can't see patterns. If you've throttled cardinality to control costs, the correlations aren't there to find. We've been building this foundation for years, not because we knew agents were coming, because we believed connected, high cardinality data was the right way to do observability for humans. It turns out it's also the right way to do it for agents. And every one of those things on the previous slide, MCP, Canvas, metrics, the pipeline work, all of it feeds into the same story. One place, all connected. That's why our AI actually works. Not because we have a better model, because we have better data. So what comes next? Emily's going to take you deep into 3 capabilities we're launching tomorrow. I'll let her walk you through them, but I'll say this. What you're going to see tomorrow is the clearest expression yet of what agent-era observability needs to look like in practice. Not as a concept, as something you can use. Emily, take it away.